everyone. Jewell here of Jewell Marketing and a member of the United Fresh Start Foundation Board of Trustees. As we wind down this incredibly challenging year and look forward to 2021, the United Fresh Start Foundation is celebrating the season of giving back. And we're sharing stories of produce companies and others who are doing incredible work to keep the supply chain moving, to get fresh produce to children and families in need, and to make a difference in communities across the country. Today, I'm excited to be speaking with Lori Castillo, Vice President of Marketing for NatureSweet, to discuss how their company jumped into action at the very beginning of the pandemic, both to ensure the safety of their workers and to get much needed fresh produce to those who might otherwise not have the opportunity. So Lori, it's an honor to have you with us today. And can you tell the listeners about NatureSweet and what giving back means to your company?
You bet, Cindy. And I just want to say thank you for having me. This is a really great opportunity, not just to share what we did, over the last couple of months, but really just to talk more about the company I love so much, which is NatureSweet. It actually began back in 1990. So we've been around for a while. It was originally called Desert Glory, for those who might remember the red mesh bag. And we had one product, it was cherry tomatoes. And so we now call those Glories, but it's really neat to be part of a company with such a great background, who's now the largest grower in North America, I'd say, with multiple brands. One of the things that attracted me to come work for the company, and something that I hold very, I'm super proud of, is how we work hard, give it kind of our all. And you see that kind of coming through over time, especially over the last couple of months. And we'll get more into details there, but it's really the philosophy that we live by is, you get out what you put in. And so from a brand that starts with our amazing associates, because without them, obviously there'd be nothing on the shelf. They get all the credit for raising our tomatoes and putting the love and hard work in that people love and have grown to expect in store. It's really because of them that I get to do the fun stuff on a daily basis and talk about not just our companies, but our associates, our quality, and bring it all back to them. And so we have year-round projects that COVID aside, that we actually do support. And so similar to the foundation, and giving back, one of the things that I love is how we are involved in our communities. And so we've got adult schooling that helps our associates. I think just this past year, we graduated over like 150 of our associates from high school. We adopt schools in our communities. We give back to academic excellence throughout the year. It's really, really awesome in just how we incorporate ourselves. I sound like I'm bragging, but I am bragging, incorporate ourselves back into the community to give back, because that's kind of what it's about. And that extends from volunteer hours all the way to recycling programs. But it's a really cool story that, we highlight more on the website, free plug there on naturesweet.com. But year round.
Awesome. It's so great to hear stories like this and how much the produce industry and your company gives back every day. And it's just like a part of who you are. And 2020 is certainly a challenging year, given the onset of COVID-19 pandemic and new ways in which we're all going about operating our lives and our businesses. So what has giving back meant this past year, and what are some of the ways NatureSweet specifically is supporting your employees, customers, and the communities where you operate?
Yeah, and thank you for the acknowledgement. It really is it's part of who we are. It's in our DNA. It really is part of the culture and what we call, our story. I think specifically beyond giving back this past year with, like I said, a lot of the programs that we have in as part of our human capital team and our regular DNA. I think COVID really accelerated a lot of what we already did, which was put our associates first. And we're still doing everything we can, right, for not just the associates, but their families and their communities. And I think that kind of three-pronged approach is really what helped us keep our supply chain going. I mean, looking at this from an entire agricultural industry and raising these all of our workers up, because they're kind of the life force behind what feeds our families. And so from an associate, what we call associates or our employees, we started really implementing safety plans first with temperature checks, with PPE materials, a lot of those, I mean, that was the first thing I'd say we really focused on getting, and making sure that transportation and lunches were there. But aside from just kind of keeping safe, right, keeping all of our employees safe, it was also about thank you lunches. It was also about special bonuses for our frontline workers. It was about paid leave compensation for at-risk associates, because the last thing, you know, we want to do is have someone come in that could potentially be at risk. So having that safety first kind of mentality, and then also recognizing that, hey, this is different. And we appreciate you, and we appreciate, you know, the quality work that you're still putting out, not just you, but your families. We sent home safety kits, also with PPE materials, with cleaning supplies, disinfectants, because a lot of that, it was hard to find. Sent home grocery packs so that, you know, knowing that travel could have been limited, or just, you know, it's tough. There's a lot of stuff going on. You got kids at home, you got, you know, and everything's a little different. Really making sure that we supported the families of our associates, and not, again, just kind of PPE and groceries, but also we sent games home. We sent activities to keep families kind of together, you know, being home in the four walls when it was kind of dinner time, maybe to nighttime, expanded all day. And so really trying to help make the best of the situation that we could with families, and then going beyond that into the community and really getting community safety kits. We've donated over $5 million in food to local food banks, not just in the US, but in Mexico. And it's amazing how we've had that opportunity. And, you know, I do want to say, just with regard to the foundation, it's exciting to see that we share similar goals with the United Fresh Start Foundation. And so understanding that by giving back, we're actually moving forward with our company, with the core values that we share. I think that's really provided a lot of support for families, for customers. And I want it, you know, it's something to be proud of when we talk to our retailers, for not just them doing business with NatureSweet, but that their customers actually recognize the company for what it does, and you know, hopefully feel good about choosing the brand.
We really appreciate your support of the foundation and for your company's leadership and the culture of giving back that you have every day, with or without COVID-19, right? So it's wonderful to hear, and we really appreciate it, and wish you the best of luck.